Okay, so next, let's move on to the part two, that is community detection algorithm. And for this, we'll be using this popular dataset called Zachary Karate Club dataset. So it is one of the most popular and benchmark dataset for community detection algorithm. And this is a graph which is known for natural community structure. So there are 34 nodes representing member of a karate club and how the interaction among them over the period of time. And the links means that they are interacting, individuals have interacted outside club activities. But it has been seen that there are two community among them. There is a conflict between the instructor and the president or officer. So based on that, there are two communities that is available in the graph. One is for this instructor, Mr. High, and one others are for the president or officer. So, the goal of community detection algorithm is that, for example, in this data set, in the graph, there are two distinctions, for example, two community or two groups of people, though they are they're interacting among themselves, but there are two groups of people, maybe, in a community or in a population, where there can be two political beliefs. So that also you can detect using community detection, that there are two groups of people having different political belief. Then how can you distinguish them? So in this kind of setup, community detection algorithm is available. Obviously you don't know who is belonging to which community. If you know who is belonging to which community, then you don't need any algorithm. You know that these people are of, suppose one community, that people are other community, then it's very straightforward. But in this setting, we don't know that which node is belonging to which community. From their structure or from their adjacency metric, we try to understand that what are the different communities that is available in the graph. So let's go into it. For example, first let's load this graph. So this karate club dataset is already available in network X. So nx.karate club graph, if you just call this, it will give you object of karate club, that has assigned as k. So you can again put your cursor here, and you can see that this is a karate club data set. And again, it talks about the detail of the graph, that how there are two community, Mr. High and officer, there are these two communities already available. So let me run this one. So yeah, this is how the graph looks like, and you don't know which node is belonging to which community. And though I have the ground truth level, but our objective is to that from this structure, we have to see that which is interacting with which node. And then based on that, we have to find out that what are the two communities that is available. So for example, uh, yeah, so for example, this is how you can actually check the levels. So for each node, if you just print their level, you will see that few nodes are like this: Mr. High community, then there are officers, and yeah, this is how the two communities are distinguished. And for example, if I color these nodes based on this level, so for example, there are two colors available for whichever nodes are available for Mr. High community. Those are orange, and which are belonging to officer community, those are light blue. And if I again redraw this particular graph, then you will see that yeah, these are the nodes which is belonging to Mr. High, or I don't know what is the mean, instructor, yeah. And then there are this for officer, there are a few nodes which supporting officer, they are like this. Okay, now this is because we know now the level, that's why we are able to color them, and we are able to distinguish them. But for example, we don't know, then how we can do the partitioning, or we can detect the community. So there's a popular algorithm called spectral clustering algorithm. This is very popular algorithm for detecting the communities in the graph. And it takes as an input the adjacency matrix of this graph, and there is a math behind it. I will not be going into detail of it. If you're interested, you can definitely go and check the math. But based on some mathematical calculation on the adjacency matrix, it will actually do the same thing what is being done there, but you don't need to specify the labels. So here we need to specify the label. That's why based on the label we have colored the nodes. But here we will be just finding, first of all, we'll be computing the adjacency matrix. The idea is very simple: network dot to numpy array. This graph, if you just convert it into a numpy array, it will give you the adjacency matrix. So yeah, these are the adjacency metric. So I think this is a weighted graph, so that's why some weights are also given here. Now, if you pass this particular adjacency matrix here in the spectral clustering, it will show you the community structure. Now, spectral clustering, again, you know, the algorithm, you can if you understand the maths, you can implement it by yourself, but that's a bit tricky thing. So there is already implementation available in this particular library, sklearn. This is a very old Python library. Before this deep learning era, I think sklearn was there, and it has a sub module or sub package that is called cluster, because here we are actually doing clustering. Commutation means the two cluster you have to detect. So in that sub package there is this spectral clustering. There are other clustering algorithm that is also available, but spectral clustering is one of the most popular algorithm that is there in cluster. Now we have to first, you know, get a object of spectral clustering. So we have actually got this SC object, that is a spectral clustering object. uh, 2 means that how many numbers of you know, community you want to detect. So this is something you can ask, that how many community, that also we don't know, because you don't know the level. So this is a hyperparameter. You know, you should have some domain knowledge about the graph, and if you know that, you know, from the domain knowledge that this graph may have 2 or 3 community, then you can try out with 2 or 3 and then see how well the community structure is getting detected. And these are the few additional parameters I will be going into detail. So affinity means there are some pre-computed affinity score that is there, that is again related to the algorithm. And n init means you know, internally it will run a algorithm, clustering algorithm that is called k-means, and how many times it will run that one. So that is actually 100 times you have to run it. And then with that object you have to fit the adjacency matrix. That means you have to, you know, put the adjacency matrix in that algorithm. Fit means that you have to run that algorithm on that particular input. So if I run it, for example, so yeah, this has run. There is nothing to reply or nothing to give output, so that's, it just run. Now you know the labels will be printing. Sc.labels, if you do the labels, you will print. See, so for 34 nodes, it has put level 0 or level 1. So there are two classes. So obviously it don't it will not reply like instructor or officer. It will just return 0 or 1. Now, you know, if I put 0 as label color orange and 1 at light blue and then reprint that graph, you will see the same graph actually we have got here. The same graph, 19 was orange here. See, 19 was orange here. So this is how the same graph we have now getting. But the difference is that here we knew, you know, we have given the label information to the algorithm, or when we are drawing the graph we have given the level information. But here we didn't give the level information. We have got the level from this algorithm, which is completely based on the structure. No supervised signal or level information is given, and based on that we got these levels, and based on that we have actually got this clustering or communities detected. So this is a simple algorithm. I mean, if you want me to explain this spectral clustering in detail, maybe I'll make a separate video on this. But this is just one of the very common and one of the very benchmark problem, that how you can detect community. And this data set is very popular data set, and is one of the most used data set to explain community detection. But you can try out with other community detection graphs also. There are many graphs that is available in online. You can simply run the same algorithm there, and you can see whether it's able to detect the two graphs separately or not. So that's about the second part, that is community detection in a network or graph.